Friends, our today's session is about communication skills for effective personality. I will start this with a small story regarding what is communication. Once there were two sadhus. First sadhu went to a hill for doing tapascharya, and after that, some days after, the other sadhu also followed him. Both these sadhus were sitting on the top of the hill. When the second sadhu arrived, the first started questioning himself why he came here. And slowly, that question made him so restless that he stopped doing his penance and he started quarreling with the other person. We all are tempted to communicate, whether the person is known to us or not. Often we feel like speaking or talking to someone because man basically is a social animal. He cannot do without communicating his ideas, emotions, intentions to others. Everyone likes to listen to others, everyone likes to talk to others, but it is very important to know how to speak effectively and how to make our speech presentable, worth listening. That is why communication has become the key for success in every type of human endeavor. What is the purpose of communication? In most of the cases, when we want to inform something to someone, we communicate it through different means and medium. We communicate the message, we communicate the meaning, we communicate the basic aspects of a particular story, event, incidents which we feel important. The second important reason why we communicate is we want to persuade, convince someone about an idea, concept, project, a thought process, or in certain cases about a particular issue on which there is a dispute. The third important reason is to control behavior of others and make them to perform, act, or behave in the manner in which we want. Another reason, or rather very important for all the people who are who have joined some institution, is to learn or to educate someone. Unless and until we communicate effectively, we cannot offer our thoughts, we cannot provide our ideas, we cannot explain certain concepts, and we cannot convince about a particular phenomena, event, problem, or theory. Naturally, here communication becomes extremely important. The last but not the least important aspect of communication is to entertain. We all listen songs, watch movies, read books. What we do when we read a book, the author communicates to us. When we listen to a song, we are being given certain ideas about a particular scene, about a particular issue, about a particular theme through that song. And when we watch a movie, we are entertained as well as we understand a particular scene, a particular story through its visual presentation, which entertains and explains a particular story to us. So, in all walks of life, communication has become essential. It is very rightly said that 95% of human activities are related with some or other form of communication. So, who should say what? There is a small story as to how communication changes and how the impact of communication changes. Once the king, his minister, and his soldier has gone to a jungle, and the king started feeling thirsty. So he asked the soldier to go and search for the water. The soldier saw one small hut where there was a sage. He went there and he asked, "Oh, poor Bairagi, can you fetch some water for us? We do it very fast." The sage said, "I do not have any water." So naturally, the soldier came empty handed. Then went the minister. He said, "Oh Maharaj, provide us with water, I will reward you." He also came empty handed. Then went the king. He said, "Oh Swamiji, where can we get water?" And the sage showed him the source where from he could get the water. When the king drank that glass of water, the sage said, "Oh, Mr. King, I am very happy that you have come here." The king was surprised. He said, "How you recognized me?" The sage said, "The manner in which you communicated. The first person was the soldier, so he was a bit arrogant to me. The second was the minister, so he ordered me. And you were the king, so you were polite to me. The manner of communication differs from person to person, so do the impact of communication also. What we say and in what manner we say often has a definite impact on the listener, on the people with whom we are communicating. So, how do we communicate? We communicate in various ways. Verbal communication, when we speak some words, when we do certain actions through our tone and inflection. Non-verbal communication, through gestures, eye contact, postures, appearances, we communicate many things which we have not actually said. And of course, written communication, letters, reports, emails, social networking, text messages, and there are many other forms of written communication. You often have seen how people communicate when they talk to each other. Though one person is talking to another, the listener also is communicating to him through his gestures, through his postures, and even feelings and expressions. When we have a video chat, we see a person and we talk to him and we listen to him also. On telephone or a mobile phone, through letters, in certain cases, through text messages when we are having a mobile phone, emails when we are communicating through internet, Facebook messages, and of course, Twitter and many other things. These are all means of communication. When effectively used, we can communicate what we want to say, we can listen what we want to hear, and we can understand what it really means. So, if at all you are driving a car or a small vehicle, you often see different symbols on the road. All these symbols communicate to you certain things, such as don't cross this road this way. There is a U-turn. U-turn is not allowed. Please turn right. This is a one way. And so many types of symbols are there on roads, even regarding speed limit also. What these symbols do, they communicate to us. They do not speak to us, but still we understand their meaning. And through that, we understand many things. So, in most of the cases, when we say the right thing in a right manner, we succeed. But often our communication fails. Communication fails basically because we cannot communicate the right message in a right manner to the concerned person in a right way. Communication is a relationship. It is like oxygen, oxygen to life. Without oxygen, we will all die. So, without right kind of communication, the relationships will also die. There are certain reasons why a person cannot communicate effectively. The first, the poor language skills. If at all I want to talk in a particular language, I must understand and know the right meaning of different words which can be effectively and properly used to say a particular sentence or a message or a specific idea which I want to communicate. Sometimes we do not interact with others. When people talk to us, we do not listen it carefully. Rather, we try to avoid listening. This kind of selective hearing also results into poor communication. Sometimes only one man keeps on speaking, others do not react, respond, or even receive the message. This one way communication makes the communication process very poor. The inferiority complex, either in the minds of the person who is saying something or who is listening something, also is responsible for poor communication. People who do not have right kind of self confidence often fail to get the right meaning of the message. Fear of public speaking is another important reason. A person can talk to his friend very easily, but when it comes to public speaking, he stammers, he loses his confidence, and automatically he fails to communicate. In many cases, lack of confidence is one of the important reasons. When I do not have confidence because I do not understand the language, because I cannot speak the language, because I cannot listen to a person who is superior to me, or I cannot talk to a person who is superior to me, communication process automatically is disturbed. The last but the most important reason is gender differentiation. People who can easily talk to the people to other persons of the same gender often stammer when it comes to opposite sex. These are the reasons which are because of which communication process often fails. The right kind of communication depends on the style of the speaker or the manner in which the message is communicated. In case of oral communication, the style of the speaker is a very important thing. You might have come across different types of speakers. Sometimes the speaker is very sober and is very gentle. He uses right words. He speaks in a very low but satisfactory, soothing voice and convinces you of the idea. Sometimes the speaker is calm but very slow, so it becomes difficult to understand him. Sometimes the speaker is unsure as to what he should say. He stammers. He plays with the words. He often uses the words with double meanings, and naturally, because of which a right impact is not created. When the speaker is overconfident and says something more than what he should say, communication again fails. When the person who wants to communicate to you tries to deceive you, he often uses the words which he should not have. In many cases, the speaker is very much arrogant. He never cares as to who is there, whether he is listening or not, and what is the status of the person, because of which also the communication process fails. Sometimes the person who is talking to you is having a very aggressive tone and is unwilling to listen, understand, explain certain concepts. Again, the communication fails. So, what is a good communication? There are certain important characteristics of effective communicator. An effective verbal communicator always clarifies the ideas, listens carefully, encourages empathetic speaking, acknowledges your concept, views, ideas, expressions, and restates or repeats anything that he has not rightly understood. In case of non-verbal communication, when the persons who are speaking and listening both are in a relaxed mood, they have an open mind, they are ready to listen and understand each other, they establish a right kind of eye contact and have appropriate facial expressions, the communication becomes extremely successful. Otherwise, the communication fails. These are the simple things that we can understand through this visual listening. When you listen to someone, show him that you are interested in what he is saying or what she is saying. When you have a friendly gesture, people feel like talking to you. When you have open mind, people feel that you are listening, you are understanding, you are giving a right response, and therefore they continue to speak with you. They do not shirk. When you receive a feedback or when you offer a feedback as to what you have heard or what you have listened and whether you have understood it or not, people enjoy talking to you. When you have a confidence, you are not unnecessarily shaking or misbehaving or showing a feeling of inferiority. People feel that you are a right person to talk. And most important thing, the manner in which we use our hands, eyes, face to express our ideas and views also gives a clear understanding whether you are interested in listening or not. So no one knows what a man said. And if this is a message, try to understand. दूर जाइए पास मत आओ. Now, if this man says the same message, दूर जाइए पास मत आओ, then you go away, do not come close to us. This message can be said in different ways, and because of which the meaning will differ. Words have different meanings when they are not rightly used. Bad expressions create bad understandings. Faulty translation makes the sentence meaningless. Sometimes unclarified assumptions create confusion. And most important thing, technical jargons, if not rightly understood, definitely create a wrong impression. And therefore, we can make our communication effective if we communicate relentlessly in a simple but direct manner, listen and encourage input, illustrate through stories. When you explain a concept through story, an idea, or a particular illustration or example, people understand it better. And most important is affirm the actions. Confirm that you have understood the message, you have received it rightly, and you have rightly interpreted the same message. The best communication is one when where there is no noise, where there is no confusion, where there is a complete feedback. What the sender has said is rightly received by the receiver, and he has communicated, yes, I have received this message, makes the communication complete, clear, and understandable. So, whenever you want to say something, say it in a right manner to create interest, attract attention, and develop a right kind of relationship. There is an ad which explains this concept. This ad says women should not read this particular message. The purpose of the ad maker is to convince women that they should read this. Because when we say do not do this, often there is a curiosity factor which motivates people to do the same thing. Therefore, use right words, use right message. The worst distance between two people is not anything but misunderstanding. So, communication is the only way to develop right kind of relationship. There are certain barriers to communication. There are certain problems when we communicate, because of which our communication process fails. Most of the times, advanced judging. Before a person talks to you, we often make an opinion. We often form a particular opinion. We often develop a particular idea in our mind and then start listening to him. This kind of advanced judging usually prohibits us from listening to the person without any grudge, without any bias, because of which the communication fails. Another reason, blaming. When we accuse someone for something without understanding what he wants to explain or say, the communication fades. When we unnecessarily criticize people before listening to them properly, then the communication process automatically is adversely affected. Calling names, abusing others, or even sometimes arguing or passing orders without knowing who is the person, what is his status, creates a lot of confusion, distrust, and even barriers to communication. Never take the role of the person who is always ordering or instructing. In many cases, people do not like being ordered. People do not like to listen to instructions only. They like to communicate and talk. And therefore, a fair and clear communication becomes essential. Sometimes you might have noticed in a group, a particular person says nothing. But then, when he says nothing, where a person who maintains silence says many things, because no response is sometimes a very critical response. When a person never reacts, actually, it is a very sharp reaction. And sometimes silence is golden. And therefore, do not judge a person who is not speaking, just saying that knows not, he knows nothing or he understands nothing. Sometimes a man who maintains silence actually understands the things better, but is unwilling to say something. And therefore, examine the reaction and responses of people before we form an opinion. Sometimes we say nothing, but still we communicate a large number of things. We communicate many things in different ways. How? Our body language says many things. Our gestures, our postures, a touch of hand is a is in many cases a symbol of confidence, is a symbol of accepting a particular thing. Facial expressions say many things. Sometimes they are assertive, sometimes they are affirmative, sometimes they are negative. How we express our ideas, what kind of expressions we have on our face, often explains a person whether we have liked it or not. Signs and symbols also are used by many people to communicate ideas. They do not speak, but they still communicate through different signs and symbols. Use of colors and silence also are different ways to communicate the same idea in different ways. And therefore, we should understand these all informal as well as non-formal and other related forms of communication before we become an expert in a communication process. How can we make our communication effective? Decide what we want to say, rightly encode the message in a right language, in right words, in a right span of time, select a right channel, whether verbal or non-verbal, whether written or oral, then send the message, confirm that the receiver has received the message, request him to decode the message, and of course, receive a feedback from him. If we follow all these steps, naturally our communication process will be complete, right, and meaningful. So keep certain key principles in mind before you communicate. To become a good communicator, we should usually follow these simple principles. The first is courtesy. A strong word, a strong message often hurts people. A wrong word creates misunderstanding. An abusive word insults. An improper word creates confusion. And therefore, courtesy and right words is very important. Correctness of message. Equivocal messages often are wrongly interpreted. Consideration. Explain why and how you have communicated this particular message. Because this consideration is very important when it comes to a response. Correctness. That is very important. If we are not correct in giving right and complete information, it may not help us to receive a right reaction also. Conciseness. A long message often is not rightly understood. A small, simple, effective sentence communicates many more things than a long paragraph with many verbose words, with many jargons and technical sentences. Clarity. What I want to say, I should say. But what I do not want to say, I should not say through any means of communication. And of course, a completeness of the message is very important. If we miss even a simple thing, a small aspect of the message, any important aspects related with the communication, then that also may create confusion or that also may result into a wrong response. You might have heard or listened or read the story of Cinderella. Who tells the truth? The Cinderella or the mirror? But remember, a person who tells the right things in a right manner definitely creates a right impression. The story of Cinderella is a very important lesson in communication. So, to be a successful communicator, please follow the principles given by William Shakespeare, the greatest playwright of all times. S for use short sentences. H for no highbrow words. Do not use complicated, difficult, complex words or jargons. A for call to attention. Request the person, the listener, the reader to first prepare his mind and then read so that he will be engrossed, he will listen, he will understand, he will be serious as to what you are saying. K for key message. Do not write something which is not required in a particular communication process. E for evoke emotions. If we use right, meaningful, appealing sentences and words, we develop interest, we create a positive impression. S for succinct, very appropriate and right words. No unnecessary jargons, words, or sentences, no equivocal words, and that makes the message complete, clear, and systematic. E for excluding speed bumps. Do not be very fast, do not be very long, do not be unnecessarily short. A for being polite, R for removing jargons, and E for effective structure. If I can write a message in 6 sentences, I should not use 60. If I can complete a particular communication in 2 lines, why should I write a long essay for that? And this is how is rightly communicated by James Bond. When the first movie of James Bond was being picturized, Dr. No, the editors of the film were interested in preparing a message to explain the concept of Bond. So how Mr. Bond should introduce himself. Different types of sentences were written to explain the idea of a spy, a bold, aggressive, confident spy, but no sentence was appealing to the director. Finally, one sentence came. It was very small, but it was very effective. And then it has become a catch line, a signature of Mr. Bond, and that is I'm Bond, James Bond. 8 words, but very effective to introduce a person. To introduce a person like James Bond. So, to be effective, We can use different types of communication skills depending upon the situation. If you want to say something which is very specific, which is certain, and which should be permanent, use written communication. When you want to have interaction and emotional uh, and evoke emotional response, then be verbal. When you want to say something which only a particular person should understand, use non-verbal communications. And when you want to get a person's assurance as to you are a good communicator, you are his friend, you are rightly understanding him, then give him a effective empathetic listening also, because all these are the skills that make you a good communicator. The communication is the most important aspect to develop relations, to create a healthy and right kind of association. Sometimes communication process is hampered because of two things. First is a wrong assumption and lack of communication, appropriate communication system. If we cannot use an appropriate communication system, our relations will never be developed. If we have presumptions before we start communication, we can never be open mind, we can never be friend, we can never have a friendly relation, we can never have a right kind of understanding, because our presumptions will always develop a kind of prejudice. So, to be popular, to be effective as a manager, as a leader, as a group or team or project worker, you should develop effective communication skills. First and the most important thing, always have a connect with the audience with whom you want to interact. Never give a feeling that you are a foreigner or alien to them. Always use simple words. Never use a body language which will create a wrong impression. A politeness, a feeling of politeness, smile, eye contact, small, simple but effective gestures, and a very pleasant tone will always make you a friendly communicator. Always have a cultural sensitivity. Do not neglect, do not insult, do not overlook the cultural aspects of the group with whom you are interacting. Confirm that whatever you have said is rightly understood, and always encourage participation of different persons in the entire communication process. When people participate, when people interact, when they are open to you, they explain what they mean, what they understand, and how they understand it. Naturally, various kinds of doubts, confusions can be automatically removed. Usually, the great leaders are great communicators. There is a very famous quote of John Quincy Adams who says, "If your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, then you are a good leader." This is what a good communicator is. He encourages people, he inspires people, he motivates them, and he, of course, creates a feeling of confidence and sense of belongingness. So, to be a smart communication, develop eye contact with the group, with the person with whom you are speaking. Never allow him to evade, or never allowed him to keep himself away from you. Never have a body language which will insult someone. Prefer to maintain silence when you are listening to someone. Check the understanding of the listener, and check even your own understanding as to whether you have received the right message in the right manner or not. Always have a smiling, pleasant face. And the most important thing, please summarize whatever you have said and whatever you have understood. So, to be rightly understood, develop a kind of model of communication wherein you should listen carefully, you should say the right thing in a right manner and confirm that the listener has rightly received the message. Never say that I will not confirm the message. If you do not confirm the message that is sent and that is received, the possibility of confusion, want of communication, or want of neglect, or a reason of neglect will always be there. Therefore, whenever a message is sent, please confirm whether the receiver has received the same message in the same manner, with the same context, in the same context, and in the same and with the same kind of meaning that you expect him to understand. That is the best way to develop right kind of communication. Say in a very simple manner. Never use complicated words. Do not use harsh words, insulting words, abusive words. Never say something with anger or in a very aggressive tone. Never be expressionless also. Because if you are expressionless, people feel that you are just delivering the message mechanically. You are not interested in developing a right kind of communication with someone with whom you are talking. So, who is the person who you like the most? A person who understands you, a person who listens to you empathetically, a person who assures you patient listening, who never misunderstands the message, and if at all there is any doubt or confusion, he clarifies. Whenever he needs clarification, he is very polite, but he is direct, and of course, he never jumps to conclusion. If at all you are a good communicator, you will follow these golden rules to make yourself easy to understand and easy to express as well as easy to communicate with others. To understand others, you should always listen to them carefully. Listening is the essence of communication. A person who cannot listen others usually cannot communicate also effectively. So please, whenever you are listening to someone, always be clear in your mind. Do not have a listening habit with prejudices and presumptions. Summarize what you have heard, what you have listened. Show interest. That is very important. Because if you are having a very flat face, people feel that you are not interested in listening to him or her. Listen with feelings. Show your emotions. Show your expressions. Show your interest and desire to listen. If possible, avoid interruption and distractions. Do not ask counter questions unnecessarily and reflect what you have understood so that you can avoid any kind of prejudice and you can make the communication effective, because communication is the most important art in the entire communication science. Those who can listen others effectively, clearly, usually can understand them properly. If at all you do not understand certain things, please say it very clearly. I have not understood what you have said. I could not comprehend the meaning of a particular sentence or word or a particular issue that has been said or explained. I failed to make it right. If at all you are having a confusion, doubt about a particular word, expression, or phrase, always ask a question and get it clarified. Sometimes you feel that you are confused. Okay, ask the speaker to explain the same thing again. If you are doing something else, then you cannot listen properly, and therefore stop doing something when you are listening to someone. If there is a noise, then please try to avoid or reduce the noise. Try to avoid every possible interruption, distraction in the communication process. And if someone is talking to you, then do not listen to others, because you cannot listen to people simultaneously with effective and right kind of listening habits. So, what are the good writing skills in a written communication process? First, please understand the purpose of writing. Then develop a right process of writing. Decide the message, decide the language, decide the words, decide the order in which you want to say something, decide the points which you want to include in a particular communication so that your communication becomes complete. Analyze whatever you have written, because sometimes while writing we may write something which is not needed. We may repeat certain aspects or we may miss certain things. Then improve it, rewrite the message, confirm that whatever and everything that you wanted to say is rightly included. Only after confirmation of completeness, clarity, then complete your letter writing or message writing. To avoid confusion, you should always try to develop right kind of communication system. If at all you are talking to someone, if you are speaking to someone, then your appearance, your clothing, your hairstyle, your choice of color, everything matters to a person who is listening to you. Your gestures when you speak to someone, how you make movements of your hands, whether you wink, whether you nod, all these things definitely influence the entire communication process when we are talking to someone. Our facial expressions create a right or wrong impression. Our postures, especially crossing of arms, leg crossing, sitting positions, everything has a definite impact on the entire communication process. And most important thing, the eye to eye contact, the movement of eyes, the manner in which we speak or explain always influences the entire communication process. So these are the certain important principles of communication which you should keep in mind. First is the principle of clarity. Second is the principle of brevity. Small, simple words. Principle of simplicity. Effective, clear, meaningful, and complete. Timeliness. Say something which is required at a particular point of time. The things that are not relevant should not be spoken, should not be written in a message or in a communication process. Principle of compass. Complete message. Nothing is left which should have been written or said. Principle of integrity. Say with the right meaning, with the right intention. Do not try to confuse, evade, or misguide someone. Principle of strategic use of informal organization. If at all certain things are personal, then they should be told only in confidence. Confirm that the message, the communication is received and rightly understood. Sometimes we can say the same thing in different ways by using different channels. Decide what are the different channels available. Select a right channel of communication. Sometimes a message should be given in an informal manner, sometimes in a oral manner. Decide what manner, what system you want to select, and then always use right words, right sentences, complete and meaningful short sentences that will make your communication definitely very good and worthy to listen, worthy to read, and that will make you a good communicator, a good leader also. I wish you luck. Thank you very much.